So looking at myself and how I move through certain parts of myself, I have this philosophy that runs underneath me, which is that I'm going to experience everything that I need to experience, and I'm not going to necessarily. I think the underlying belief is I don't actually necessarily want to exert intense mental force in order to achieve states or in order to be something. And something that I've noticed that's become quite popular and people talk about, which is your mental game, and how you need to do your affirmations, and you need to think about these different things these different conversations you're having in your head and audit those, and you need to be able to have all these different things, these routines, these everything that a high performing person in this modern day would maybe say, and I don't know, because I haven't necessarily seen much, but instinctually and guided through the heart, I've definitely been guided to rather take the path of experiencing and allowing these quite dark and insignificant feelings and states to come through, and embody them at a mental level and at a physical and emotional level. And it sort of has me questioning a lot, whether I am doing enough. Am I doing enough mentally? Can I exert more effort on my side to make things change, so that I'm not in these fucked up states, or going into these intensities for weeks upon weeks and whatnot. And I think for me personally, and this is just a personal thing, is that at this stage I've experienced so much in terms of the different realms of my side, that I know and I trust very deeply in myself and in God, that when the time is right, I will come out and I will do whatever it is that I need to do when I come out. And that I have the capability at all realms, so all polar scales, from being a fucking suit and tie kind of guy all the way through to being a chilled ass homie, and everything that requires mentally, in order to achieve. So for myself, it does seem like, well, the reason I started this video again is because I feel like that perspective needs to get put in there, which is asking yourself, why are you exerting excess effort into your mind to try and keep shit together? And of course, it's necessary. We want to, it's part of the experience, but I feel that at the same time we need to embody this shit. We need to embody and let it engulf us in our shit, and have trust that we'll come through it. And I think also just in my own self, doubting my process, being like, shit, all these people are always saying, do all this mental work, do all this, and this, make sure you keep yourself in line, make sure you've got your goals set out, make sure you got your long-term goals set out, make sure you got a vision going on, and all those different kind of things. But what's the journey like before you get to that stage where you're actually completely sure about what it is that you want, when you find a deep enough why inside of yourself to be able to actually know what it is that you truly want to set as goals, and what it is that you truly want to do as a long-term goals, and what is it that truly makes you happy, and what is it that truly gets you moving forward, and what does it even mean to move forward? What does it even mean to be a human being on this planet and having the human experience, but also being a spiritual being at the same time? What does that mean? What does it mean to be a human being? And I guess for myself, one of the things is that I get into these intense states like I am at the moment, or have been today, and for the past couple of weeks, just a lot of emotion going into those darker aspects, and not really neglect or not really resisting them. Damn, I just lost my train of thought there, where I was going. Okay, well, anyway, but yeah, I think fundamentally what I wanted to get across here is that I think there's another realm to be explored, and maybe I'm a bit narrow focused on social media and the internet, and in the whole thought group of self development and all of that. But one of the things in that, well, one of the wisest men I've ever met told me that I need my insecurities. And ever since, well, it's just something that's always played back to me, and something that's become true for me is that, okay, I'm not going to resist, of course, there's resistance going to come in, but I'm going to let go when the time is right, and I'm going to let everything be created from here. I'm going to learn how to create from here. And of course, that means that sometimes I need to create from here so that I can feel the intensity that exists there, also the power that exists there, but like learning to create from this heart center, learning to allow the creation to move through me rather than me having to do the creation. If that makes sense, I'm sure that makes sense. Sort of like a waterfall, like a waterfall flows so easily, like it just all the way down into the ocean, bro, or into the river, which moves into the ocean, just trickling down. It's fucking insane. And I think if I had to look at modern day self-development and self-mastery schools of thought and people that do it, I would say they more look like a bee, maybe. Could be like, you gotta make sure we do this, purposeful. And not that to say that it's wrong or that it's different. It's a different manifestation, a different way to do it. But I think I just wanted to balance the scales here and speak to, maybe you need your insecurity, maybe you need to ravage in it so that it has no electrical charge left, that no matter what, you don't even need to do your affirmations. You don't need affirmations around on your wall. You don't need dream boards around you. You don't need motivation things around you. You don't need to go for a jog every time you feel flipping down, or you need to go move, or you don't need to escape somewhere. Like, it radiates from within, and no matter what is on the outside, you know that it's there, and you know that I'm gonna be okay. And yeah, it's a challenging one, because you go in and you got to really lose the ego, you got to really lose the sense of self, and you've got to then rebuild it, and then lose it again and rebuild it, and you got to keep expanding the idea of what's possible for you and what you truly are, and how you're this channel for the spirit world to work through and for God's plan to work through. All these different things going on. And yeah, I think this video has actually made me feel really good, because I was sort of doubting for a bit. I was like, fuck, maybe I'm not doing enough to do this shit. But I think the real work, and something that a friend a close friend of mine, Lungelo Gorsa, told me, it was like, the great work exists in the now, right here. And I think he's so true. That's so right. If you can remain focused, and rather, let me not say remote focus, if you can remain present and remain observing yourself moment to moment, and doing what it is that you feel you need to, and being truthful to this and truthful to yourself in as many moments as possible, I think that is the most, whether it takes you to the weak scale, or the strong scale, or the vulnerable scale, or the invulnerable scale, or the confident or the unconfident, doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is just, can you be with it? Can you be with that shit? Can you be with yourself in each moment without necessarily needing to change it? Although at times change you do need to apply the mind in order to change it. But can you trust yourself to know that it's going to pulse you like a wave? It's okay, cool, now we got to move forward. You just went through all that healing of the shit, and you're just in your weakness, and you're in your insecurities and stuff. Cool, no problem. Boom, you were in that. It was a spirit that came through you, and you've felt it. Now the next thing, boom, now we're ready to go and adjust that all and start making plans for the next week, and getting back into your business, getting back into your work, getting back into whatever the case is, trusting yourself that these different energies will come and they'll hit you like a wave. Because if you ever seen a wave, bro, the waves don't struggle, they fucking break, bro. They come real quick. There's no questioning. When you're on a wave, you're a wave. When that wave breaks, you feel it. It's coming. It's not like, oh, here's a little, no, oh, should I do this? No. It's a very big pulse that moves through you. And I think that's just something that is it's profound to think about. Again, the effortlessness, yet the power of that waterfall going all the way down into the river and then the ocean. It can be effortless. We just go, it's all coming to us. Even scientifically, the subconscious mind is shown that it gives us the things that we need to heal and to move and to progress and to develop when we're ready. That's scientifically, they've shown that is something that actually happens, and that is manifested that is mirrored very closely to something that I'm sure is in the Bible, which is that God doesn't give He only gives you what you can handle, kind of thing, and the subconscious mind shows you that. I think it's possible, bro. So I don't know. He has a different thought. I'm not saying it's necessarily what you need to do. You have the choice, but can you fuck with going into those dark abysses with letting go of everything that you thought made up you in order to die and then come back to life? I don't know. It's an interesting one. Love you guys. Cheers.